Okay, this is Karen Capello, and I'm so excited to be here with Jamie Davidoff, the Spark Success Coach. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Karen. Great to see you today.
You too. Usually we're not face to face like this, so that's great.
Exactly.
Jamie, I really appreciate your being here and sharing your experience. So let us know just who you are and who you coach and what you're doing during your days.
All right. Well, firstly, thank you for having me.
Uh,
I just really appreciate you and what you've done for my coaching business. My coaching business is about harnessing the passion of people to create organizational success. And, you've really brought me there. I really believe that before we were working together, I wasn't playing that big.
Yeah, you're playing pretty big now. Well, before we go into that, though, let me ask you, what was your experience in corporate before you came into coaching? What was the background before you came in?
Right. Well, my educational background was commerce. I had a 5-year career with IBM. And then I became a VP of a commercial real estate development and management company for 12 years. Very busy, very demanding. What I really loved was putting our very entrepreneurial leaders' vision into action with our people. So real estate really wasn't my thing, but the working with our people was.
Mhm.
And so then I heard about coaching and was like, oh, I need to go there. So.
Never look back, as we say, right?
Exactly.
So, Jamie, what were you looking for when you hired me as a coach? What were your challenges? I think you said a little bit.
My biggest challenge was knowing how to market myself. I was very shy. I would say I had the imposter syndrome going on, even though when we started, I think I'd been coaching for 14 years. And I just didn't feel like I was fulfilling what I could, like I wasn't contributing what I could because I was holding myself back.
You knew that.
Well, I had that sense, and because I had interacted with you for another reason and got to know you a bit better and heard what it was that you offered, I was wanting to work with you right away.
Oh, that is so cool. And I know from the first conversation I had, I wanted to work with you too. It's kind of funny how that works. So talk a little bit about your results that we've had in working together.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I really believe that you helped me shift that from that imposter syndrome to being much more confident. And that confidence has really opened up doors for me. So my income has doubled. Yes, awesome. And I feel like it's going to more than double this year, based on the contracts coming in. And it's because I'm more open to it. I'm more confident. I might have referred some of these things to other people or just never gotten the opportunity because I didn't say what else I might be able to provide, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah.
know you started working more heavily with organizations and groups. Tell me about your biggest corporate contract that you've had so far.
Well, there's been a couple. So what I found is I'm still doing one-on-one work, but there's a much bigger shift towards doing group work. And that's coming from my one-on-one clients. Mm-hmm. So whereas I may go in and work with a leader, eventually they want me to come and work with their team. And in one case, they brought me into their whole organization.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's continuing to grow and it's helping them to grow and flourish as an organization as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And here's another question I want to ask. What did you see in me that, in particular, that you didn't see in other coaches that drew you into working with me?
There's a few things. One is I just really felt like you would have my back and that you wouldn't feel like sharing things was going to take away from your business. You have an abundance mentality. I noticed right away when I looked at your website, you share so much freely of yourself and your experience. And you've developed so many programs and tools, and have so many ways to get involved with you. I really felt like you would be a great role model for me as a coach.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. What did you enjoy most about we're still working together. What do you enjoy most about our coaching process together?
That's one thing I didn't mention, which is this spiritual side of things is, the things that we've worked on, like you get what you focus on. So, you want to be focusing on the things that you want versus what you're afraid of. Really looking at, so that kind of the feeling side of it, the how do you attract business without being salesy? How do you make that happen with great joy and ease? As you say, I really feel that you've helped me do that. I don't feel like I'm pushing myself. I feel like it's naturally happening. So that spiritual side of it has really been key. I've forgotten what your exact question was, Karen.
Oh, what do you enjoy about the process of our working together?
I love that. I love all of it. I love the balance. And I've mentioned this to you before of, you've got this spiritual feeling, caring side, and then you've got this really knowledgeable, proven business side. And you're able to blend that together in a way that really works very well. Often people have one side or the other, but you've got both, which helps me have both, which is important as an entrepreneur to be well-rounded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You surprised me a little bit with when we started getting into that more spiritual side, and you are a manifesting goddess, Jamie.
Oh.
For sure. So if I were to ask you, who do you think would be a good fit for working with me? What would you say?
Wow. Honestly, I'd say anybody. Truly. I know your niche is working with coaches. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend anybody to you for coaching, but really on the marketing side, the confidence building side. I know so many coaches that have this imposter feeling that because they're not feeling solid in themselves, even though they probably are solid coaches, they're not moving forward with their business in the way that they hope because of that missing piece. Mm-hmm. And you really bring that because you genuinely care about people.
I do. I know part of your niche is the customer centricity in an organization. And I think that's something you and I both have in common. We really care about people.
Yes.
Total alignment. I also think that people like you who have come out of more of a corporate background, because you're amazing, Jamie. You send me these huge lists of what you've accomplished, and all of your background. And so I think part of what I help you with is the self-care piece and kind of bringing you down a little bit from that ledge and looking at leveraging your time. So I think, people who have come from that push background, mm-hmm. and want to be a little more relaxed, which you look very relaxed. I know you're on vacation at this moment, but you look very relaxed.
Well, you helped me with that.
So would you say that's true?
That is true. And I've got 3 kind of key areas on the go right now, right? There's still a lot happening in terms of I have a coaching business, I have another business, and then I'm taking a master's in leadership program. Mm-hmm. And you've really helped me go through that from a very centered place, mm-hmm. and not feeling really stressed about it, not feeling like it's overwhelming, right? You've helped me to be able to just take it as what makes sense to look at it each moment rather than pushing through something just to get it done.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's expanded my ability to do things. It's kind of a dichotomy, really, mm-hmm. But it has opened up my what I'm able to do.
Yeah, you amaze me, Jamie. You're able to do so much, and you do have that very spiritual, people-oriented side, and yet you also have that very task. We used to say that in the 70s and 80s, task for people, and you have the combination of both, I guess, as you see in me. And it's just such a joy to be able to watch you grow and get in front of these organizations and help them. So as we wrap up our interview today, is there anything else that you want to say to anyone who's maybe a six-figure business person who's coming into coaching, who's thinking of working with me? What would you say to that person?
Yeah, well, I would say you're in good hands if you work with Karen. My income's doubled since we've been working together, and I feel that it's going to actually even be higher than double this year. And in a way that is just much more natural than I've ever experienced before. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't hesitate to work with Karen. That is what I would say.
Thank you, Jamie. And your tagline or your company name of Sparking Success, that's really happening with you more and more. And so I'm really grateful for you and for this interview today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you as well.